Today on the Feisty Fennel, we are going to make homemade falafel and turn it into this delicious sandwich for lunch. Hi there, welcome to the Feisty Fennel. Thanks again for joining me. I'm really excited about today's menu. We're gonna do some falafel. This meal is really easy to make. There's not a lot of cooking time. There's just a lot of waiting around time. It's a meal that you have to really be prepared to make, as you do have to soak your beans. I don't love waiting around for soaked beans. So normally I just throw the dried beans right in my pressure cooker to avoid this. But since we're not actually going to cook the chickpeas, we do have to soak them. Anywhere from 12 to 24 hours is good on the soaking. I put them in water last night before I went to bed, and they're ready for me to make lunch today. Food processor is great for this recipe. I don't have a food processor, so I'm going to use my favorite blender instead. The other great thing about this recipe is there's not a ton of ingredients. So a lot of things you would already just have in your pantry or fridge. So we are going to use just dried chickpeas that have been soaked overnight. We're gonna use some cilantro, basil, dill, onions and garlic, and then a combination of spices. We're gonna pulse it all out in the blender, then we're gonna let it sit in the fridge for a couple of hours, and then we'll fry it. Before we get started, just wanted to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when all my new videos come out. Now, let's cook this falafel. So first thing I'm gonna do is chop up my onions and garlic. This just has to be a rough chop, since it's all gonna be pulsed in the blender anyway. Garlic. Then I'm gonna add in some parsley that I'm gonna chop up. These are cilantro stems. It's kind of the end of my week. It's grocery day, so all I'm left with are my stems, but that's okay because there's actually so much flavor in the cilantro stems. So it's just gonna be beautiful. There's nothing better than the smell of chopped cilantro. Cilantro and lemongrass, definitely my two favorite flavors. I'm also gonna cut up some green onions and just throw those in as well. So I can rip them up, throw them in. Since we're blending, it's not a big deal how they're chopped. Now we're gonna get to the chickpeas. I have lots of runaways today. My dog will get those. I'm just gonna start with half of my chickpeas. Don't wanna overload this blender. I'm gonna throw in the dill. I didn't have any fresh dill, so I'm just using dried. I'm just gonna do half the spices right now because I wanna keep half for when I blend the rest. So the spices I'll link just in case I forget any, but I had cumin, cardamom, turmeric, cayenne, some salt and pepper. I will put that in the description though, just in case I forgot any. And now I'm just adding in a little bit of chickpea flour, baking soda, and baking powder. So you just wanna make sure you get the baking powder in there to keep it nice and fluffy and to help it rise once it's in the fridge. So I'm just gonna start to pulse out this first batch here. Working backwards, throw me off a little bit, and turn this guy on, and just grab this to help push it down. Okay. Oh yeah, that's looking good. So I'm gonna empty this batch out and I'm gonna get my second batch in. I'm gonna leave a little bit of that in there. It's a little bit harder to get out from the bottom. So just leave a little bit in there. Try not to have too many runaways this time. I'm gonna add in the rest of my spices. Toast there. And we'll blend up the second batch. Scrape down the sides. I just don't want to I'm just doing this like slowly because I don't want to over blend it. I just love like the greeny, the yellow color that the turmeric adds to it. And then it's like nice and green from all of the herbs that we used. So I'm gonna go ahead, take this out, and then we're gonna put that in the fridge for 2 hours at least. Like I said, this is a lengthy process. So it's not a meal that I cook on the fly. It's not a meal that I cook often. It's a favorite, but it does take a long time to make and you really have to like plan for it. So, but it is well worth the wait. I was pretty successful in getting most of the falafel mix out of there. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this up and I'm gonna pop it into the fridge. So I've had my falafel mix in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours now. So it's all ready to start frying. I've had the oil heating here for about 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna drop a little bit in. I'm gonna make we'll make a regular size ball. Make a little ball here and drop it in to see how that oil is. And it's sizzling, so it's ready to go. So while I was waiting for this to be ready, I went grocery shopping and to get all the goodies to put inside of the sandwich. But I may have also got potatoes, which I don't often buy. So last minute decision, I cut up some potatoes and I'm gonna throw them in the air fryer to have some French fries with this. These don't take too long to fry up, so you just wanna watch them. You want them to be nice and brown and crispy, but you don't want them but you still want them to be fluffy on the inside. So try not to get them too close together. You want them to have enough room to breathe, and you don't want to put too many in because you don't want to lower the heat on that oil. So I'm just gonna start flipping this first batch over. Oh, there. Yeah, I'm just gonna let those other ones sit for a minute. I like to use an ice cream scoop, so I do get the same size for each of the balls. That way they all cook the same amount of time. So while I was waiting for this to cool in the fridge, I had lots of time to chop up all my veggies for my sandwich. So I have lettuce, tomato, cucumber, my absolute favorite and must-have ingredient, pickled turnips, pickled red onion, and hot peppers for my husband because he loves the spicy. So this round, they're looking pretty crispy. So I'm just pull them out. I'm just using a slotted spoon so I can just get all the excess oil in the pan still. Oh yeah. Let's get the next round in and then we'll break one open to see inside. So in total, that frying time was about 4 minutes. So this batch is probably not gonna last in my house to make it to the freezer, but it is quite a big recipe. So you can freeze these and just take them out as needed, either fry them up or bake them. They will not last here. Obviously as it goes on and the oil gets hotter, the fry time is gonna be a little less with each batch. Have I mentioned how excited I am about lunch today? If I haven't already said it, please like my video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You gotta know when I have new videos coming out. And if you have any recommendations for things you would like me to make, leave me a comment. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go close that. I feel like the lighting is just not doing it justice. Delicious. Oh, am I excited? Okay. So I'm gonna get like a nice spoonful in here. Nice. Slather that baby on. Beautiful. Throw in some lettuce. Some tomato. Some cucumber. Throw in some pickled red onion. Some pickled turnips. Throw in some hot pepper. And let's throw in a couple of those balls. Like honestly, it's like throwing in a little more hummus. Because if you're doing it, do it. And there you have it. My lunch. And get you a nice close-up of my lunch. Oh yeah. I hope you like the recipe today. I hope you enjoy cooking it. And I'll see you next time here on the Feisty Fennel. Bye. Don't forget, like, subscribe, notification bell, all of those things.